No, we're not in altcoin season yet. Yes, XRP price is not at $5.89, and everything is not moving like most of you expect it to move, but that's okay because we have some really, really, really bullish news for Ripple, XRP, rlusd, even Hedera. But with the Ripple XRP news, this is going to be overseas, and I'm going to explain to you why this is bullish and how this works and why our public servants are kind of to blame for this lack of altcoin season. And when we're talking about Hedera actually has some really, 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 really bullish news as far as foundational news in the United States of America. In addition to that, we're going to be covering a lot of other crypto dino coins, which I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, we don't like dino coins. We're not making money with those. You probably will make money with dino coins if you're patient. I actually talked to a friend, a long-term friend yesterday, and the amount of money this person has been able to make simply by buying XRP and holding is absolutely ridiculous. And there's many such cases of this. So people can fade all these dino coins all they want, but at the end of the day, if you know how to take profit, if you know how to practice risk management, you are going to do incredibly well. Meme coins are great. Again, no shade against meme coins, but at the end of the day, they go up and they go down. And those of you complaining that numbers not going up like crazy with altcoins, with a lot of these dino coins that have large market caps, need to understand how market cap works. We don't have liquidity. Money is not coming in yet. A lot of this stuff is based off of traditional finance and SEC and CFTC and laws and regulations. So you're going to have to be patient. Here. And those of you that are not patient, you can go ahead and pivot to stocks. Go take a look at the daily gains stocks make. Maybe they're up 2%, 3%, maybe 10% on a really, really, really good day. But crypto, we are blessed. Most of us are spoiled because we're so used to everything going up like crazy. Right now, that's not the theme. It's not how the cycle is working right now. Right now, you need to be patient. You need to be meticulous. You need to plan things out, and you need to be patient. If you're not going to be patient, you're not going to make money. But first and foremost, let's give a shout out to our channel members, those of you guys that are showing up, because this is incredibly important stuff that's happening. And you guys are setting yourself up for success long term. Shout out to Rumble, to TikTok, to Twitch. But most importantly, my YouTube babes, you guys are showing up. You guys are sending tips, which also, no tax on tips was announced yesterday, and that includes streamers, content creators, digital creators, etc. So we are not receiving, I don't have to pay taxes on those anymore. Of course, I had to verify with my CPA, but that's bullish. That's wonderful news. That is people that are, that's going to unlock a lot of stuff. So congratulations to everybody celebrating the no tax on tips. Also, big shout out to Mr. John Germain, Chicken Bone Broth Gang, for coming in. Mr. Dale, Mr. R, Lawrence coming in with a $5 super chat that I don't have to pay tax on that anymore. Thank you so much. Gorgeous Alexandra, Mr. D, who else? Mr. Legend. But let's go ahead and get straight into it because there's lots of stuff. And yes, smash the likes and push us out because it helps support me and it helps support the algorithm. So what's going on? In Asia and in Africa with Ripple. Weebis International signals strategic partnership with Air China, unlocking access to over 60 million members and introducing future XRP payment solutions. So we're seeing something. We're seeing a Nasdaq company that is adopting XRP in some fashion. And of course, this is not happening in America. This is happening in China. So let's go ahead and chat about this really quick. So why is this happening overseas? And this is also going to coordinate with the story that we're going to talk about Ripple and about Ripple and Africa. So why are we getting all these announcements overseas? Well, first off, announcements and partnerships and collaboration takes time. It takes time, it takes effort. And in many cases, these types of partnerships and deals have been worked on for years, 4 months, for a very, very long time. So it makes sense that we're seeing announcement of partnerships with Ripple happen overseas and a lot faster than in the United States of America. First and foremost, these are traditional financial entities. And number two, Ripple was pretty much barred from operating in the United States of America because of the predatory practices by the SEC in the previous administration and the enforcement by litigation. That's why. So why is it number going up immediately? Well, because the market needs time to react. Number two, if you pay attention to the charts and you pay attention to what's happening, things are kind of slowing down. It seems like traditional finance really kind of waiting for these crypto spot ETFs to get approved. And we talked about this yesterday. Yesterday, the SEC and the CFTC came out, or the day before, and we reported on it. They came out and they said, hey, we're going to allow you guys to trade spot crypto on all platforms. And this incorporates Nasdaq and CBOE and all of these traditional financial platforms that manage billions and billions and maybe trillions of dollars. Because you have to remember, the stock market is so much larger. So once these spot ETFs get approved, in my opinion, that's the narrative. And then when news comes out like this, we'll start to see a lot of movement because we're going to have more liquidity. And right now, buyers are exhausted. That kind of seems to be the theme right now. So let's go ahead and cover this story and let's start looking towards the future. Nasdaq-listed Weebus International signed a strategic partnership with Air China. Weebus ticker is #WETO. Weebus is known for their AI-powered premium chauffeur services under its WeTour brand. Again, AI. Collaboration will provide Air China's 60 million loyalty members access to WeTour's airport services worldwide. 60 million people. WeTour's mobile platform has launched XRP and rlusd payment support. That's great for XRP, but I'm more focused on rlusd. Because it's still stablecoin season. We are still seeing stablecoins being used. And when stablecoins are used on specific change, that helps with liquidity a little bit. It helps with recognition, etc. rlusd is Ripple's stablecoin. It runs on XRPL and Ethereum. And again, users can now use XRP and rlusd to obtain product vouchers and promotional coupons. So about 60 million people in China and whoever else is using this airline have access to rlusd and XRP. And again, this is Chinese airlines. It's not happening in the US. Well, it could, I guess, if these airlines do operate in the US. But again, we're seeing more information come overseas. In addition to that, there was another story that dropped. Ripple brings 700 million rlusd stablecoin to Africa, trials extreme weather insurances. And again, stablecoins are gaining traction in cross-border payments, especially in emerging markets, so this lines up especially with Africa. They're targeting corporate and institutional users. And a side note over here is that Mercy Corp Ventures is piloting rlusd-based insurance in Kenya for extreme weather events. Why is this happening overseas? Well, because it's easy for Ripple and team to communicate and coordinate with people overseas than it was in the United States of America. We're probably going to hear a lot of U.S. partnerships coming out with Ripple and America, Ripple, XRP, their whole ecosystem in America, but it's going to take time. That's how that works. Now, more news on Dino coins. Well, actually, let's go ahead and talk about what's going on with Hedera first, because this is massive news. And I love the Hashpack wallet. They're so cute. I call them hash brownies because they're just so cute and they're so sweet. There's a native wallet for Hedera. Hedera has been selected for WYO Stable, Wyoming's Frontier Stable Token, FRNT, the first U.S. state-issued stable token. Trusted, fast, compliant, future public sector is here. Read more. So let's go ahead and cover what's going on. And this is Hedera. They've been selected for a stablecoin in Wyoming. And again, there's going to be probably a federal stablecoin and different state stablecoins. There's going to be stablecoins everywhere because because the Genius Act was passed, which kind of defined what a stablecoin was and brought regulation to that. Now, FRNT is the first U.S. state-issued stablecoin token. It's backed by USD and short-term treasuries. Hedera was chosen for speed, low fees, sustainability, and regulatory alignment. Interest from FRNT Front supports Wyoming's public education fund, and it aims to improve government payments like payroll, tax refunds, and disaster relief. More info on purchasing FRNT on Hedera is coming soon. Again, I'm not telling you to buy or do any of this. I'm just really excited about my partners over at the foundation and Hedera because this is cool. They are the first U.S. stable token, stable coin, and it's on Hedera. Again, another layer one that's able to directly compete with Ethereum, and we love to see it. And again, Dino coin over here, is it a bad thing? Not at all. We love the Dino coins. And another one, Avalanche stablecoin transfer volume is up 6 times in the last 3 months. People are using the Avalanche ecosystem. This is good. We love to see it. When we're talking about using an ecosystem with stablecoins, this is a good indicator as who's using the network. So it looks like folks are using Avalanche for stablecoins. Right now, that's what the narrative is, stablecoins. RWAs, and we covered that with Ondo. Now over here, this is just another post from I'm from Hedera, just kind of showing the application and everything, which is, it's absolutely iconic. Absolutely iconic. It's wonderful. And Wyoming is leading in crypto technology, it feels like, not California, not New York, and not anywhere else. Another Dino coin we love to see. Cardano audit confirms 99.7% of voucher ADA redeemed dismisses misconduct allegations. Remember yesterday we covered how, no, Brad Sherman. We don't like Brad Sherman. But remember yesterday we covered about Cardano becoming fully decentralized because a lot of people were accusing Charles of all these things, blah, 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 blah. Well, we covered yesterday about how it's fully decentralized, and an audit confirmed that 99.7% of Cardano's ADA vouchers have been successfully redeemed. Allegations claim that insiders misappropriated 600 million of ADA by blocking voucher redemptions, manipulating the blockchain, and using aggressive sales tactics during the 2021 Allegra hard fork. Audit found no evidence of misconduct or blockchain manipulation. Voucher sales were conducted via strict KYC and transparency, and unclaimed ADA was legally transferred to Cardano development holdings in 2023. Unclaimed funds are now being used to support Cardano's ecosystem development and community projects. Wonderful. We love it. Another layer one that's directly competing with Ethereum. And while we were on the Ethereum train, well, I've got some news, so I wanted to cover charts, but let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in Ethereum. Ethereum's monthly spot volume tops Bitcoin trading on centralized exchanges for the first time in over 7 years. And again, this is because of all of the not only the spot ETFs, but a lot of the stable coins. This is why. This is what's going on. People are excited about Ethereum. It's Wall Street's choice. 480 billion in Ethereum trading volume versus 401 billion in Bitcoin on centralized exchanges in August. Ethereum is up 105% year to date versus Bitcoin 18%. At least one Bitcoin whale swapped 4 billion into Ethereum. That indicates that they think number is going to go up. When we talk about DeFi TVL surges 41% in Q3 to 3-year high. Ethereum and Solana lead the charge as broader DeFi ecosystems record strong growth. This is indicating that not only that there's a lot of trading going on with Ethereum on centralized exchanges, but people are using DeFi more, which is wonderful. It's surpassed 160 billion for the first time since May 2020, which is a good sign because the market started going down in 2020. So this is indicating we're getting really close to that altcoin season. But again, I know you guys get mad because numbers not going up the way you want it to because you're not paying attention to the narrative, the current narrative, and you're not paying attention to the money. Ethereum TVL is up 50% in Q3, and Solana TVL is up 30%. More Ethereum stuff, and I'll cover charts. Give me a second. Ethereum exchange reserves fall to 3-year low as ETFs, corporate treasuries, soak up supply. It plunged about 38% since 2022, and billions are flowing into spot ETFs. Again, this is showcasing demand. This is showcasing liquidity. Driven decline is increased by demand for ETFs and corporate treasuries. Again, a lot of people that are adding crypto to their balance sheet, the DATS digital asset treasury, plus the spot ETFs, and the rest of it. Now, this next over here, remember when there was a bunch of FUD about Ethereum's POS staking withdrawals and whatnot, because again, people are staking Ethereum to earn passive income. In addition to that, they have to withdraw to pay overhead costs or whatever they're doing. But now Ethereum validator entry queue hits 2-year high with over 860,000 Ethereum waiting to be staked. So about $3.7 billion is waiting to go into the current staking. That's what it is. That's what's going on. And then before we got some sharp link information about value trajectory in Ethereum, but I want to cover charts for you guys. So this is what's currently going on. The market is not looking super great, which is fine, wonderful, fantastic. Buy the dip if you want to. It's not that big of a deal. M is up, Pump is up, World Liberty Finance is down, everything is down. Oh my God. Stop crying about it. Really. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. What's going on with her? Also, to you guys, we have an exciting partnership to announce. We have officially partnered with Kraken. which we've got a QR code up at the top over here. And in addition, the ref link is going to be down below. One of the reasons why I decided to partner with Kraken is not only do I use Kraken, but I like to talk about things that I use and that I'm holding, or that I like what they're doing. And in addition to that, they've got a customer service hotline. What does a customer service hotline mean? Well, right when you go to log in, you can simply call them if you're having an issue. So I went ahead and put the ref link in the chat. We're going to go ahead and pin it. In addition to that, the ref link's down there. You can sign up using my link. I get paid. You guys might get a little bit of a bonus. If not, you just get really, really cool access to a customer service hotline. And yes, I do use them. And we are also partnered with Femex for those of you that want to degen. However, I have a hinkaling that you'll be able to do some degenning safely on Kraken. Now, when we take a look at Bitcoin, what's happening? Bitcoin is getting ready to test $108,000, and it seems to really like this area over here, about 111,000. So we're not able to close above $111,000, so down we go. But good news is we got supported about 108,000, and this will continue to tank everything else with them here. Now, taking a look at Ethereum is just kind of going sideways, chilling at 4,300. All the gains that we made yesterday have been wiped out. Not a big deal. Key support is going to be $4,100. Solana was doing okay. We were able to get back above 207, not close above it. Now we're heading back down. Key for support for Solana is about 190. XRP, oh my God, it's not pumping on the news. Yeah, no crap. The entire market is down. Not that big of a deal. We're getting ready to retest 273, and let's hope we sustain. Chainlink is dropping as well. Great, let it drop. I would love to buy some Chainlink at $20 or below, just because of all the things that they're doing. ADA is dropping as well, back to about 77 cents. HBAR is also dropped at 21 cents. Hopefully we get a little bit of a rebound here. If not, we've got 19 cents. And people keep asking me, Wendy, do you think number's going to go back? Is number going to go back up? Yeah, it's going to go back up. Be patient. I told you about the narrative happening. Ondo also has a little bit of a drop over here, which was it had some really, really nice price action yesterday. But it's also dropping as well. So it's important to watch these key areas of support. And yeah, unemployment is not doing well, but we all knew that those reports were a bunch of BS and they don't use the proper sample sizes. So there's that. But anyways, this short-term price action doesn't bother me. We've had a lot of bullish news this week. Everybody's complaining about price action. Cry harder. That's not going to make number go up. Okay. Act like you've been here. Either sit on your hands or do nothing, or go outside and hang out with the family. It's supposed to be a little warm here in Southern California. So that's what I'll be doing. But let's go ahead and talk about SharpLink. And what they're doing, they're just buying Ethereum. They're not complaining because they're long-term investors. So this clip over here is from this co-CEO, Mr. Joel, and I like that he's got a little profile picture over here. It's funny, but he says he's explaining Ethereum's value trajectory on the Bankless podcast. Let's go and hear what he's got to say. But you guys know we got to put the speed up to about 125 because I get bored.
If you look back over the last 5 years, there's a high correlation between the value of Ether, the token that's securing Ethereum, and the value of the underlying assets, high quality liquid assets that are secured on Ethereum. And what do I mean by high quality liquid assets? I mean 3 categories. Stablecoins, where Ethereum has the majority of all stablecoins issued and running on its chains. Second is tokenization of real world assets. And the third is the slice of DeFi.
I see he's kind of regurgitating some of the similar points I'm saying, but a lot more articulate than me because I'm not a TradFi bro, and that's okay. But basically, stablecoins, DeFi, and RWAs, tokenization. I don't know what else you guys really want me to say about it. Just be patient. Let's keep going.
That is real world activity. I mean, borrowing, lending, and exchanging of capital. So high quality TVL. If you take a step back and look at how that has grown over the last 5 years, there's almost an uninterrupted view that for every $2 of high quality liquid assets secured on Ethereum, there's about $1 of appreciation in the market cap of ETH. If you look back over the last 5 years,
the last part wasn't that good. But I appreciate his take. And I do like that he's making it very easy to understand. DeFi, RWAs, and stablecoins. So when we see projects that are focusing on that, well, I always like to refer to Hedera as far as the trifecta goes. RWAs, DeFi, and AI. AI is a good one too. I'm not a big stablecoin person. They're here, they're coming. It is what it is. But at the same time, my trifecta for me in crypto is AI, DeFi, and RWAs, aka tokenization. Okay. So with that being said, let's keep it going because there's a little bit more. And Dino coins seem to be for the win today, even though meme coins started trending on X. Now, Degenerate News, what did they post over here? We're taking a little bit to load. Publicly listed companies now hold over 1 million Bitcoin in total, and this is per Bitcoin Treasuries data. And this is why I am not going to be selling any of my Bitcoin. Ethereum, yeah. Altcoins, yeah. Bitcoin, no. Because I want to be able to leverage. I want to be able to leverage and use collateral just like these guys. In addition, gold. Gold outshines 2025 as Bitcoin gold ratio eyes Q4 breakout. Gold's 33% surge cements its role as a benchmark asset, while Bitcoin's long-term structure against gold signals a decisive move ahead. So these are just basically technical analysis people. They're basically saying the Bitcoin gold ratio is forming a long-term ascending triangle, signaling a potential Q4 early 25 breakout per CoinDesk. We already know Q4 2025 will be bullish just as long as we get the crypto spot ETFs approved. And the fact that these types of guys are buying up, all these companies are buying up Bitcoin tells you should probably start dollar cost averaging in Bitcoin. Not financial advice. You do what works for you. Now, this story over here, Mr. Ray Dalio. I don't think he was a crypto fan at one time, but apparently he is now. So good for him. He says crypto is now an alternative currency that has a limited supply. So all things being equal, if the supply of dollar money rises, demand for it falls. That would likely make crypto an attractive alternative currency. This is a really bad take, and I'll explain to you why. First off, crypto, we don't really use it as money. We use stablecoins as money. Bitcoin is a hard asset. So the idea that crypto is a currency, you can use it as a currency, but most people are if you have the opportunity to use XRP or rlusd, you're going to use rlusd. Just like with hedera, you're going to use that state-funded token in Wyoming. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what's going on with the Federal Reserve, because that will impact the crypto markets. So Federal Reserve Board announces it will host a conference on payments innovation Tuesday. This is a pretty big deal. So we talked about Wyoming's stablecoin on hedera. We talked about stablecoin usage in China and in Africa with rlusd XRP. So the Fed is going to host a conference on payments on October 21st. Topics include stablecoins and emerging use cases. It's literally everything that we just kind of covered. DeFi and TradFi convergence, AI and payments, tokenization of financial products and services. So just reading this, the cryptos that come to the top of my head, hedera, DeFi, RWA, AI, tokenization of financial payments, AI and payments, and DeFi, Ripple's ecosystem, Chainlink, just off the top of my head. But this is what's coming. And again, we still don't have solid, we have groundwork that's being laid out. We've got the foundation, but things are not finalized. And once things get finalized, is when it's going to start getting a little bit crazy, in my personal opinion. So the fact that the Federal Reserve is going to speak on this is wild. Wild, wild, wild. Also, too, from Coinpedia, Miss Warren has to come out and say something. Don't let the U.S. fall. Oh, no, this is not Warren. This is Wintermute. I'm sorry. Don't let the U.S. fall behind in tokenization. This is Wintermute warning the U.S. Basically, what's going on here, they called the SEC to create clear tokenization-friendly regulations, focus on custody, allowing brokers and dealers to securely hold tokenized assets, recognizing on-chain settlement with stablecoins, permitting firms to participate in DeFi without triggering burdensome broker-dealer registration. Also emphasize the major network tokens, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, should be classified as non-securities. I don't know if anyone told Wintermute or not, but XRP is not a security on the secondary market. And they're also talking about 28 billion in RWAs. So again, we have people that are demanding regulation and to hurry up and push this stuff out. So I don't know how you guys are not bullish. Yeah, price isn't great right now, but who cares? Things will go okay. Also, Mr. Paul Atkins. Or this is from Miss Ellie. The SEC spring agenda puts crypto up front and center, from trading and custody and safe harbor frameworks for issuers. A new day indeed. I agree 100%. So basically, they're going to be talking about deregulatory moves to include providing private market across and simplifying capital raising. The agenda withdraws prior proposals are seen as overreacting, focuses shift from enforcement to innovation, investor protection, and capital reformation. So Paul Atkins is prioritizing clear guidelines and rules in 2026, by spring of 2026. And this is why I kind of feel like we're in a super cycle, even though it doesn't feel like it, even though XRP and like hedera, they pumped like $1 million what, like 10 times from what XRP pumped from 50 cents to $3. Hedera pumped from like 5 cents to 30 cents. Like those types of moves are good moves. But again, I feel like the foundation, it just keeps building and building and building and building. And once we finally get clarity, things are just going to go absolutely ridiculous. And again, we can talk about this over here. Hold on, what's this one? Oh, I don't care about that. This over here. Oh, no, where is it? I forgot where it was, what it was. There was another one. I forgot. There was another one. Oh, Polymarket gets green light from CFTC. Themes ETFs files for multiple crypto stock ETFs. They filed for 15 new 2-time capped accelerated single stock ETFs, including funds based on crypto related stocks. Yeah. But other than that, I'm going to go. I'm tired, guys. I need to eat. I had 2 cups of coffee. I'm still tired. What is 3 a.m. EST? What are you guys going on about? Anyways, I'm going to go. You guys have a good rest of the day. I've got videos coming out for you, 2 p.m. PT. Go back and watch that because there's always a lot of alpha in those. And then, of course, the wrap up at 6 p.m. PT of like 2 minutes of just everything all the important news of crypto. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for supporting me. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm a bit tired today. I need to take the car to get washed and go eat. Okay, bye. Bye-bye.